can't necessarily make direct eye contact with you anymore into the camera always, but what's good? This is Archangel Raphael, aka Jesus, Krishna, Muhammad, Buddha, Shiva, as well as other known deities such as Abraham's bosom, in and out the body, as well as usual. I'm going to carry out God's will, authority, purity, and presence and essence. And on today's video, this is Emrall the Chi Healer. This is Emrall Imran, the Astro Man. I never had no one to land unless it was with you. This is the family man stretching on my right hand. Go ahead and grab on and let's take off together. This is the universal constant being changed. This is Dr. Change. I never had no one to blame. Always took a stand up for what the fuck I aim. So that's it on today's video. As life being married to karma, as God being married to the universe, I'm here to remind you and let you know the fact that we individually and collectively make up what God is. We are not separate from God. We are God. You are God. I am God. That said, just know where you got it from. As well as that, if you're a newcomer to this channel, new viewer, new subscriber, make sure you hit that like button, notification bell, all notifications on, because ain't no other way you finna see my videos pop up regularly. And also, just know that all of my videos are super important and they all have a purpose. They're like a whole album, a movie, a whole travel that I'm going through on my own as well as with you. So I'm helping everyone collectively get to a place where we individually can make our dreams come true. But if I can't help you through the documentation process, which is pretty much any work I've ever done and put it out, which has always been my intention to do that way I can take you to the start and finish through the success that I'm focusing on manifesting. And I've gotten everything from God, from my meditations, with and without the use of external substances. But if I did utilize a substance to get a certain vision, it was all natural, aka it came straight from nature. It wasn't chemicalized, wasn't laboratorialized, none of that shit. No scientists involved in God's natural creation, right? So since I'm having a lot of issues going on in my life, like I have rashes, I have all of these things happening, like fucking STIs and shit that I need to take care of, detoxes I need to still go through. I haven't followed through with, but I'm implementing it right now. I'm focusing on trying to attain a place where I can just make it happen, where I can just fast for a month and just detox and cleanse everything out of me, because definitely from past relationships and lovers I've caught some shit. Not only that, but like financially in my life I'm like fucked up, don't know how to move forward, trying my best. And not only am I making this video for self-awareness and actually communicating to the world and all of y'all to know where I'm at, how this journey is unfolding for me. It's 23, still living with my mama and shit, got a little brother, a little sister. My brother's friend from the past stays with my brother in his room and shit. I got the whole living room to myself, sleeping on the floor. Why do I feel like I need to express this and say this? Because as I'm astral traveling, going to the stars and different galaxies and shit, in my mind and my spirit and my soul, making these connections happen, mind, body, spirit alignment, I need you to know who I am, what I'm going through, and why I do the things I do, say the things I say, and the way I say them and everything. Because part 2 of Earth, this earthly life of mine, is not for crucifixion. I've already done that. The Egyptians crucified me so I could literally go to heaven, because the body I was in at the time allowed me to bring great deliverances and lots of amazing gifts that I've left. But because of that, you know, they wanted me to make sure that I wouldn't become fallen on Earth, because if I was still on Earth, I would probably become something like a lot of the artists that you look up to in the monsters and shit that you know, glamorize and I with idolatry and shit. So my intellectual advancement, as I take it through the expression of who I am, what I'm here to do, and what I'm even doing right now as I'm making this video, is for that purpose alone. So this is how I feel, right? This is what I know. This is what this video is going to be about. Even though I didn't know what it's going to be about before I recorded, I just had the energy to know that, okay, there's a person that I care for that doesn't care for me, that I'm trying to have communication with and move forward with, and it's just not there. And everything that I wanted to go right didn't go right at all. It just went complete left. it disintegrated, deteriorated. So now it's a point of me actually just attaining the success that I want to need for myself. And I'm not making this video to promise anyone, because I say this from a place of no ego. I don't promise anyone anything, like, and you shouldn't either, because the moment you say, okay, you know, I promise you this and this, what you're doing is you're setting it up for it to break. And I always knew this. This is why I never made promises. But the moment someone comes into your life and, you know, presents themselves a certain way, and they're like, okay, this is what I want or need, this is who I am, this is what I'm asking from you, and you just do that, is the moment they're gonna not follow through with what the fuck they even set the intention for you to be and go through. But because of the karmas and the shit that I'm working through spiritually, that I'm trying to align every single moment and every single way towards total advancement and all possibilities, it ends up just being like a place where I'm just stuck and I don't know how to move forward and I don't know what to do, but to just continue to express myself, to heal myself, and try to make things, because everybody wants to be rich and famous. Everybody wants all the glory, all the status. Everybody wants, you know, a good position in life. Everybody wants to feel good. Everybody wants to be powerful. Everybody wants power, period. Because in demonic society, it means everything. But not having that and working towards it is exactly what, you know, is needed, because there will never be a point where you're gonna get what you want, period. Because you can pretend, right? You can pretend in your life, oh, this is what I want it so bad, and I want it with this person, and I want it this way. But the moment you do that, it's like you're setting up everything to, like, let you down. You're setting up everything to say, nah, that's not what it's gonna be at all, and this is what it's actually gonna be. So when it does hit that point and it does turn left, and it's like, okay, no, it's not gonna be that. That's when you have to come to the realization in yourself, like, all right, not only do I gotta make this shit happen still like everyone else is, but I gotta do this in a way where I could still preserve myself in the process of doing this. I could still do the work of God, because God, like I broke down in the video what God is. So if you need to know what God is and all those questions and philosophical advancements and spiritual insights you need into yourself, I broke all of that down already. So this video is to let you know that the shit that I've already broken down and went through. So you can see the glimmer in my eyes is completely balanced, and how it's going back and forth between my brain hemispheres as I'm literally astral traveling, delivering you this information. Because last time I tried doing this shit, I was attacked from demonic society, so it didn't go well. But I'm not going to blame that on demonic society. I'm going to blame it on my own karma, because not only am I taking self-accountability now, I'm not taking accountability for others, because that has led me in complete disarray and not knowing how to move forward or what to do, or, you know, like, just basically broke me down. And since it's just about selling our souls and, you know, getting into the industry that's completely enslaving people, I'm not really opposed to doing that either. I'm just knowing that my life path has been different. It hasn't been like that. It hasn't, like, lined up for me to do that at all, like, period. Like, and thus far, if I try to do it now, not only am I meeting, like, resistance from my life and where to go and what to do and who to talk to, there's not those connections there. And the only reason I can fathom why they're not there is because God has different paths for me to walk down. And the reason I know this is because I take notice, right? I take notice that, yes, there's so many things to learn in the stars, but, like, you can't bring it to science and say, oh, this is what's happening in the stars. You probably can't even see that star that's going right above my head to the camera, but it's just one bright star. And that brings into retrospect exactly what it's all about, because I don't see any, like in my vision right now, just looking straight up, there's no other star I can literally visibly see. All I see is that one bright star. And that literally goes to show exactly what I was talking about. You could say you know what's going on astrologically and all this shit and develop your spiritual gift from there, which you have, but you really utilize that as a ploy to get around a different sex of women to help you get there. But at the end of the day, you know, utilizing this substance and this tool of herbage and natural creations from God that has been put in nature is a great way to advance your spirituality, but at the same time, you got to look at it like this. You don't know that. Like, that is just like one aspect of ancestral lineage. Like, okay, we see these patterns in the sky, and those same stars, those are dead stars. You're looking at dead stars, by the way, because how the fuck have the same stars have been in this dead planet for this view? So a lot of death is happening on this planet, right? Everything is dead. So since I'm pretty much like, if you want to think of me as the god of life, that's one way to look at it. But I'm not even gonna say that, right? Because God is God of death, God of life. God is God of karma, God of justice, God of everything. So there is no like one-sidedness. But so if I'm gonna go ahead and make a change and do something different, like I've never done it before, I'm gonna have to do something like, I have to try to commune with source in a different way, which is exactly what I'm trying to do right now through my energy. I'm trying to do that, but fuck trying, right? It's about carrying through your vessel, and I'm literally showing you real time and real events how I'm doing that and what it's like to do it. And I'm not trying to like make that like a statement as if I said something that's never been said. Like, nah, guy, like what the fuck, like this is leading me to a bigger point of perspective, what I'm actually trying to express. Because not only do I not literally recognize what I'm saying, I'm literally walking through fucking what I'm trying to make real and possible. But it's happening in a way where, it's happening in a way where I have to have this faith and this trust for myself that I've never really kind of developed to this point. And I'm having certain breakthroughs with different spiritual individuals who are just like me but more advanced. And since I have to humble myself and belittle myself and essentially remind myself that I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life, and these people that I'm helping and communicating with are actually above me and better than me in so many ways, that's when I can look at myself and see the different gifts and those strengths that I actually have as well. But if I can't see the betterment in everyone else around me, then how can I see the betterment in myself, right? So all of these travels have led me thus far to experience and know this, and to even lead this to this point, to make this video and have the consistency to make more videos, and have the work ethic and the drive to actually fuel my fire to continue working on the music, because music is the sound harmony of exactly where heart expression lies, to take you through the spiritual travels that are necessary. And you can literally arrive to intellectual destinations that resonate with your heart and your soul, and give you a mental atmosphere to physically walk on, literally, like your body, as if you're literally walking on clouds, or you're walking on water per se, walking through fucking different portals, or different, like, just everything you do in the human body, like, it's in a completely different world, like different things are happening because you're expressing yourself, you're doing so many things that you've been suppressed or oppressed or impressed not to do or be like, or even depressed to feel like you can't do. So now it's about that complete advancement, to know where you came from and who the fuck is actually meant for you and who's not. Because the person that's meant for you will come towards you, but the person that's not will literally be moving away from you. And the person that's not meant for you, and when I speak about a specific person, I'm literally speaking about a generalized group of individuals and people as well. They're not gonna want to be in your life, and no matter how hard you try, they have everything you dreamed of, like you want in a person. You need that shit, and you're gonna have it too, but you don't own that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't force anyone to do anything unless you're literally forcing them to acknowledge who the fuck you are, because that's going to happen regardless. And if then they change their mind and they want to come towards you because they acknowledge your power, your status, and where you've gotten to, well, okay, they can also acknowledge the fact of where they fucking fell short and wasn't there for you in the ways you needed, and you're not going to be there for the ways that they want or need or feel like they deserve at all. They're going to get what the fuck you give them, period. And if they can't want that, if they can't accept that, not only are they being completely in self-denial, to the point where they don't even want to experience the love that they set out for themselves to experience, They're blocking themselves from even moving forward, because now you become the light in these people's lives. You're the gateway. Now you're the bridge. Now you're the way to move forward. And the flip's always script, because this is how God works, right? God isn't no soul entity or some shit that you find out in space and, trying to be something that you're not. God is something you find through the sheer expression and joy and contentment in your own faculties of creation, which is why you created, yourself to exist, you to experience, to exist. X out something. X marks the spot, like your X. Like you look at your X, like, okay, yeah, I experienced that. That was an experience. So to go back to that experience, there's nothing wrong with it. You can go back to an X, because especially if you got advanced to a point in your life where your ex did that work onto themselves and brought themselves to a place where they're better and more sufficient in knowing that they do want to experience more life with you, and they can actually procreate with you now where they couldn't before because they wasn't there and you weren't there either. So now you had to take the charge as a man and lead, right? This is why the astral man will never fail you. I will always lead you the right way if you're a man watching this video. And if you're a woman watching this video, I'm here to remind you how to take the throne of God, aka my motherfucking dick. That's why my phone falls every time, because that is the fall. The women are the fall. The women have always been the fall. So if you're going to experience a life in divinity and complete balance and harmony, just know what's going on. You can't have the rise without the fall, and you can't have the fall without the rise. So just know that everything is in proper place when you believe it to be so. But if you don't want to believe it to be soul, and if you want to believe it to be just spirit alone, then that's where the disharmony will come in, because you don't recognize the fact that it's all integrated properly. So yes, I'm spilling lots of shit that you already know, but I'm taking myself through certain gateways and portals, and I'm literally walking you through it, showing you with it, documenting it as to the best of my, work ethic and everything I put into everything, my soul and my spirit and my mind, you know what I mean? Like, and then have the intellectual capacity to express it to you like that. It takes work to get to and get through, because once you get to something, it's done, it's over. Now you got to get through some shit. You got to keep going. So that's when you realize that's what evolution is. And now that you come to that realization, and I'm expressing this to you real time, in real space, which is how it's actually been created, through the vocality and verbation of true divinity and expression. It doesn't have to do anything with killing anything. It doesn't have to do anything with hunting. It doesn't have anything to do with how swole you get. It doesn't have anything to do with how much fucking work ethic you put into one form of creation which you mastered, and then that becomes your soul entity and force of where God is governed. And that God will show up in your life through that, absolutely, give you all the power, all the recognition, all the fame, all the stardom. But at the end of the day, how can you help other, like, wouldn't you feel disappointed at the fact that you got there all alone, you have everything you wanted and needed, but no one else does? Like where's your experience of life when you get to that place? You know what I mean? Like life is missing. Life is missing when you get to that place. That's why people feel so extremely suicidal. They'll show you they're suicidal, and I'm suicidal too. But I'm suicidal for entirely different reasons. I'm suicidal for a reason that I'm in hell on earth again. Fuck, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here, period. I didn't want to come back to this piece of shit. And I was glad I got killed and sacrificed so I go to heaven. But I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened for me to come back here. I don't remember. I know it wasn't reincarnation. I know this is an incarnation. I know that for a fact. But I can't remember right now. I can't even express it. I can't even reach it, grab it, or even it's just not in me at all. Like, I can't do it right now, and I can't tell you why I can't right now, but I could promise you eventually I'll reach that travel and that destination to where I can express that, because I've done it before. I've done it countless times. I've had new realizations, new dreams. I've had new meditations, new experiences. I've had new just messages I've received through people, places, things, and situations. Also, all sorts of, different ways to get to certain places. And why is all of my, this is the one and only original and unique Archangel Raphael on this channel. You already know how I'm coming. You already know where I'm at, because you feel me and you see me and you hear me. And I reach all of your senses. I do want to have that physical touch, and it is going to be healing for my women. Now, for my brothers, like brothers in arms, is going to be like some strong God connection that we're going to empower each other with. And there's going to be that physical touch, no homo, you know what I mean? Like, so there's going to be like that bond, that brotherhood that we have amongst ourselves, because that was supposed to be a universal thing. That was supposed to be between all creed, all nationalities, all races. It wasn't supposed to be just, but at some point you got to acknowledge the truth of how collective advancement has led certain beings to be in the position that they are. So that's where I humble myself. That's where I'm grateful. That's where I basically praise God for showing me the truth of what things actually are, and I do it in real time, in real space, as I go through the travel necessary that I have to go through, maybe to express what I need to say, get it off my chest, get it off my mind, just to allow me to open that doorway to the next phase that I gotta walk through in order, attain higher forms of knowledge and greater perceptions, and really take me there. And it's like a present in the moment, constant evolution. It never ends. You can see it on every video. You can see it on every new video I'll make. Tomorrow's video is gonna be like, whoa, that's new, that's more, that's further. A second ago was a second ago, but now this is new. And the way that I'm the way that I'm making this happen now is different than a few seconds ago and a few moments ago. So everything is upgrading always, and this is the beauty of it, though. So knowing that everything happens the way that it's supposed to is part of, and then letting go of certain knowledge and wisdoms that you've received through your travels. That's the hardest thing, because that attachment and that holding on to what you think that was what actually hinders you. And that's what I'm realizing now, is the reason why I've been so hindered and blocked is because of that fact of seeing how, and then it's been brought to my awareness that it's my ego, it's my pride and my arrogance, which essentially is the devil speaking through me to say that I'm supposed to be something in this world that I don't know how to be. But the best thing I can do to move forward and to move my life forward is to try to let go of that. Is to try to see God in every moment, even through my frustrations and my struggles and my lostness and my, you know what I mean? Like this sense of awareness that occupies all within and through me to guide me every step of the way. And that is within myself. But also it's outside of myself. It's also around me. It's also inside of you. It's also inside of demons as well. And it's also inside of, you know what I mean? Like, it's all occupied everywhere. The light of God shines. But the thing about it is, you might experience it. Yeah. You might experience it more than more than the people maybe you look up to, because you want what they have, material possessions. You want the status. You want the fame, the fortune, and the glory that only God could have gotten them to anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like the same kind of light that you want to attain, but it's, and I know you relate, because this is exactly what I'm going through. Because this is who you value. This is who your demonic society made up to be contributional value to certain individuals who could just know how to have been reincarnating so long, just in this sphere, this dead planet, that just know how to get it into the dead demonic realm that y'all created. But y'all are so blessed to have the spiritual awakening that y'all even have, to even summon all of us archangels here. Like, I'm pretty sure none of us want to be here, but I'm gonna always look at God and say I need to keep growing. I need to keep moving forward, and say that clearly I was meant to experience this, and I'm gonna try to enjoy it. I'm gonna try to enjoy it. I'm gonna try to experience it. I'm gonna try to walk with you in faith, knowing that you are me, that you do experience yourself through me, God. And me even talking like this in front of the masses to lead them accordingly, to show them what's happening in real time, real space, and real events taking place right now, right here, in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, in the mental realm, and having the courage and the audacity and the vulnerability to show that and what's happening. Because yes, I could hide a lot of things. I could say, okay, certain spiritual knowledge isn't for the world to know. But if I do that, then what is my place? I wouldn't even find my greatest satisfaction in life if I wasn't doing that. So the privilege of God being fully endowed enough to even do that for you would be taken away had I sold my soul. But maybe I couldn't have the power and the recognition and the fame and the material, positioning I would want if I didn't do that to begin with. And maybe I wouldn't get the win that I feel like, because when certain people just put you in a place where they hurt you and they make you suffer, you want to make them bear those consequences of their actions, right? You naturally want to get your revenge. You want them to suffer their karma, but all because they had it so twisted to the point where they abused their power to where their power over you, in fact. But when the flip script and God takes over, it's always going to show like who's really coming out to spotlight. It could be is there love guiding you? Yes, is there still, if there's still unconditional love coming from certain spiritual beings, and that awareness of who you are, where you're at, why you're there, you can only look at it as, okay, there's certain spiritual evolved beings who I have close ties with that not only force me to look at myself in new ways, but they break me down to a point where I have to become stronger, wiser, faster in every area of life. But one thing you gotta accept for sure is there's certain things there's certain lines you should never cross. And when those lines are crossed, not only do you want to have your way, you want to get your revenge, you want to become the best thing that there ever was, period, and shit on these people and rub it in their faces and make them smell it, see it too. But you know what I mean? Like, just when you think like that, when you are in that space, which I have been in so much lately, just because of certain, certain relationship that has drove me to literally the point of destruction. And that's all I could see. Like, I couldn't see anything else. But that doesn't mean I'm wrong. That doesn't mean I'm still wrong. But the fact that I don't want to experience the advancement of seeing that destruction reflect back to me, and I can actually stop it and maneuver it in a different way, shows where I'm at in my evolution to just trust God, to know that, you know what I mean? It's just, I could take control in that way. I could take control of my life in that way, but I can't force demonic principalities and governments to be angelic. I can't force a demon to be in realization that, their superior gave them their gifts. They're like, when an archangel shows up in your life, you don't just take that. When I'm like, why am I okay, why do I feel like I have to say this, right? It's because I didn't know it was an archangel until I met other archangels. I didn't know I was who I was meant to be, and my youth and all the power I have with my youth, but all the power I've lost because I've wasted most of it. So it's like a balance thing. It's like I don't have too much, but I don't have enough. So, you know what I mean? Like, it is humbling. It is balancing. It is very, like, I don't have a choice. Like, I have to be who I am. I don't have a choice. I can't be anywhere else. I can't be anyone else. So even if I can't make my own instrumentals the way I want yet, and make my own sounds and get to the travels I want, that's no excuse for me to stop working. Because the more I begin to enjoy what I love, I'm gonna bring my love into that place where it is gonna hit, where it is gonna align, because the love of what I work on is gonna. But you know, the thing you work on should never be. It should never come from that place of, you know, like I just expressed, because when it is, that's where you lose sight of God. That's where you become completely, you know, enveloped in that realm. And not only are you gonna suffer those consequences of it come back to you, but it's gonna be multiplied by tenfold. But just knowing that women are naturally that this is where they live. Women live in this place, right? So I'm communicating to you exactly what's going on. You want to be the one as a man to, you know, take that charge of godhood, because women can only take you so far. But as a man, your destiny is to take it further. Your destiny is to advance it. Your destiny is to take control. Your destiny is to get power. And you don't owe it to women either. And women don't owe it to you. That's the point of this video. Men and women do not owe it to each other to owe each other and owe anyone shit. That is the point of this video. So don't try to hold on to certain attachments and certain beliefs that are dragging you down, that are getting you nowhere. Because when it comes to the right time and the right space to move forward, you're gonna know how to do it, because you're gonna have the momentum there. You're gonna have God's will by your side to have already something in place. You know what I mean? Like, how many channels did I have to make that I didn't even delete? They're still out there on the internet. I don't need to speak on it. I don't need to share it. Nothing. It's still there. But how many channels did I have to go through to get to the right one? Or how many channels did I create after I made the right one just to know that, okay, well, that was just me trying to move forward in the same place I started right, but I didn't go too far ahead to the point where I forgot all about where I started right. But oh yeah, I started right here because I knew where I was going with this, but and then I turned it from demonic society's perspective to my perspective, and then I alchemized it, and wow, this is the complete balance of the work I'm here to do anyways. Boom, I came back to knowing exactly where my purpose is and what I'm here to do, what I'm here to grow, where I'm here to put my energy into, how I'm here to put my energy into. And you might have already seen someone like Archangel Uriel. That's why you see the similarities on my channel, because the 1 is in the 4 and the 4 is in the 1. You know what I mean? So like the last is the first and the first is the last type shit. But that doesn't mean I'm stealing from anyone. That doesn't mean I'm copying anyone. Nah. It's not like a sharing thing. It's a collaborative thing. It's a hey, I know the energy that you're playing through and where that came from, and I'm literally occupying the same energy. And since a lot of the shit the other archangels and Uriel has implemented, I take that into my own faculty of, okay, I know the work that Uriel had to do to get to where Uriel's at, but that doesn't mean that I'm working to get to where Uriel's at, because where Uriel's at is where I've technically already experienced a little bit of, and most of my livelihood from just advancing from that place where, you know, God has become something so grand to me that I have to do these videos. I have to keep working on my music, because I promise you, like, the faith is so unbelievably, like, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna let you know, like, the place where my mind is at, my soul is at, and the way my spirit works. I have no choice but to, like, I'm not competing with anyone, but there's certain beings that I love so much that it's hard for me not to see them like as a little light of me. Like, I don't know how else to see it. You're gonna have to help me here, because all I know is that I'm about to, like, do everything that all the other archangels want me to do, need me to do, and are begging me to do. That's all I know. That's all I know. Okay? So yes, it is about me getting to the power, hiring everyone, giving everyone the right jobs, because nobody wants to work a shitty job in the Matrix. Like, for the love of God, like, this is not what we need. This is not what we want. Everyone's trying to get there on their own, but people don't want to. When the archangels show up, people don't want to work for the archangels. People don't want to help the archangels. Why? Why? Can you not drop your... Can you not drop that grasp of the devil's grips on your soul to let in God's shine and God's light? Because if you can't even see me as God, then who is God? What is God? Explain to me that. Because I promise you, if you can't connect with me, then there's no one to connect with. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not. But nobody don't give a fuck about you. But I do. But you want to hold on to nobody. You want to hold on to no one. No thing. But sometimes somebody had to show you, aka motherfucking that rapper Juice WRLD, somebody had to come in and show you that you're a piece of shit. And I'm gonna rub it in your face that you're a piece of shit. So you know what? It's not my place to speak on other people who have done things that I admire because of the spiritual work they did with Earth. They're literally angels. They had to fall so deep with women to get there. Like Prince, as an example, Michael Jackson, like all of them, like very original and unique souls, very special, complete incarnates. Because what Juice WRLD did, he got tired of reincarnating. I'm letting you know what happened, because this is the reason why I couldn't find Juice WRLD or XXXTentacion in the spiritual realm. They incarnated. Tupac kind of, not really though. But yeah, Tupac also kind of did it. He tried his best, but he couldn't really get there all the way. Here's why Tupac couldn't get there all the way. Tupac was too enveloped and wrapped around to the shit outside of himself that he thought he had to be. Like you can even see, like Tupac is like really just, Tupac is really just like, he's like a really, this is the best way I could say it. He's an angel that has been fucking fallen for so long. He got tired of falling, and he wanted everyone else to know that I'm tired of falling. So what Tupac did was he tried to change that, and I believe he did. So I'm not gonna say that I know where all these spiritual beings are at. The reason why I feel like I have to communicate this to you is the reason that you know of them, that you see them, that you heard of them, that you've acknowledged their presence in life, is simply because of the fact that these spiritual beings have fallen for so long, reincarnating. They got tired of it. And they wanted to make sure their spiritual purpose got served before they left. So you might think of me like, okay, well, why am I speaking on this shit? Why am I speaking on just, like, does it get more complicated? Yes, it does. Absolutely, yes, it does. It gets so much more complicated. But what I love to do is to keep it as simple as I possibly can, while getting you into the complex destinations that not only am I arriving to, some of them I've already arrived to, and I have to let go of the ego and the pride constantly to always break down the new barriers that are building in front of me, from preventing me from authentically communicating to you and expressing the point of view that needs to get across, which God will always work through me as a vessel to communicate. And when I say God will work through me as a vessel, that doesn't mean that I'm not God. That basically means I'm working through myself. Like that doesn't mean I don't view myself as the body that I am, but I'm not the body. I know I'm not the shit. This is like a dream for me. Like, I'm literally walking in circles, fucking making this video, because of how far I gotta go to continue, Okay, so here's where I'm going. Here's the point. Here's how I'm gonna wrap it up. This is a very long video. This is the longest one thus far. But I'm glad. I'm not even afraid to do longer videos anymore. I think these hour-long videos are about to hit for real. Like, I think I'm really about to, like, for real. and I'm really about to, like, go ahead and drop my first song, like, shit, like, immediately type shit. Off my phone. Like, it's just about to happen. I could just feel it. Because I said it, I said it, so I have to do it now. But it's to a point where I'm just breaking through so many barriers, and I'm advancing so far so fast right now. Like I don't even, like, it's not even in my mind to see a possibility and an outcome that wouldn't result in me just dropping my first song, because I'm expressing it, because I know it, because I feel it. I have the courage and the knowingness there that is unshakable, unbreakable. I just know it's gonna happen. I just know it's about to happen. So this is not only me reconfirming and affirming what I already said and knowing it's about to happen. This is me showing you real time, real space, like how it's exactly being created through just me being vulnerable and completely like transparent, transient, so you can literally get it how you're supposed to. So anyways, I won't hold you up too long, because it's not about me doing that. It's not about me venting or ranting or some shit. The purpose of every single works that I do is to collectively advance society and bring me further in my individual process of my purpose that I wish to attain, not only for myself, but every archangel, every angel of love. Shout out to the whole angelic force, all the angels on board descending a little to do greater works than evolve in their rankings. And demons becoming angels to put their talents and their gifts to proper use, for without will go to waste and fail. So this is the right boss I feel like go ahead and catch it with me. That was a train, but don't trip. It's the same shit. You know, shout out to all the earth angels and shit. You already know. Same destination, different transit, right? So anyways, peace, love, and enlightenment. Be well, be more thou. Health, wealth, and abundance. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. And I know, I know how like, everything changes. Like the outro, the intro, the way that the things I gotta say, the way I gotta say them, like the way I find myself through them all, the way that I reach new heights through them, and where I'm going with things, like all of it, like just, it's so beautiful. Like it's just so much grandness. It's so much life to be had through the lenses of God when you learn that when you are going down into yourself, it's time for you to look up. It's time for you to look straight through yourself to where God is above and below. God is, you know, God is in that. You can acknowledge your opposite as that negativity, as that grounds to where you can see yourself. Because without the negativity, there would be no positivity, right? Because the